Now,
Okay. This is part 2 of our lecture on April 19th on the Lag BaOmer. Okay, so we were talking about the death of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva's students coincided also on the 33rd day of the Omer, which also is the yortzeit of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So both of them have to do with the death of the students stopping to happen. Okay, so the 33rd, the Lag BaOmer has to do with the death, with the stopping of the death of the students of Rabbi Akiva. So the question is, why? Okay, so let's just pretty much like sum up a bit what we were saying. So we're saying that the death of the students of Rabbi Akiva occurred because they didn't have the proper respect with each other, meaning that they couldn't relate to each other because they had this intensity of the world of chaos. They were souls, almost the souls of chaos, and they couldn't come to terms with each other. So after their death, Rabbi Akiva picked 5 students that were able to, so to speak, do the job of being in this world yet being above this world. And each one of the 5 students did it in their unique way. But the one that did it in perhaps the most unique way and the most well-known way is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, right? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the author of the Zohar. Now, what is the Zohar, right? What did Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai do? So, in essence, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai connected the hidden with the revealed, right? He connected the hidden aspect of Torah with the revealed aspect of Torah, being all one holistic Torah. It's not just secrets of Torah, which you had great Tanaim sages that learned the secrets of Torah the whole day. That's what they did. Like Rabbi Nechunya ben Akana, who, for example, who wrote the Ana B'Choach, who wrote the Sefer HaBahir, he was you don't really know so much about his halachic writings, right? Because he was a Kabbalist, he was just Kabbalah almost. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, any Talmud that you open, you'll find quotes from Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in halachic matters. So you'll find halacha over there all the time. But yet Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was Kabbalah, well known for being a Kabbalist. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is that perfect balance of being nigla, being the revealed part of Torah, and being the hidden part of Torah, being the body and being the soul, being ratzo and being shov, going above and going below, which is the ultimate of tikkun, ultimate of fixing, that rectification of Torah. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, in essence, almost rectified this disparity of Torah being either Kabbalah, either hidden, or being either revealed. And he put them both together. He said that what's revealed is hidden, and what's hidden is also revealed. It's just, the idea of the analogy of the ocean and dry land. That everything on dry land there is in the ocean. Everything in the ocean there's on dry land. It's just a different realm, different reality. And Rabbi Shimon revealed that in the Zohar. So Rabbi Shimon is the essence of tikkun, the essence of interlocking the different aspects, the different midot, being one, the fixing of the midot. And when did Rabbi Shimon die? On which day? Lag BaOmer. Lag BaOmer means, Lag is the letters Gal, reveal. It means reveal. And he died on the sphera of the day of Hod Shebehod, which means humility that's within humility, which is a very interesting sphera. Why is it such an interesting sphera? Humility of humility. You think Hod Shebehod, you would think of other great midah. Why is that the day that he died on? And that's the day that the students of Rabbi Akiva, in essence, stopped dying, which is why we could have weddings, on Lag BaOmer and all that. We could, cut hair and all those all the halachic, restrictions are don't apply after Lag BaOmer. So why is that? What's Hod Shebahod? So Hod means humility, but it means much more than humility. Hod means acknowledging. It means to acknowledge something that is above me, something that is above my understanding. So something that I understand, if I could agree or not agree to do based on my understanding, my past experience, my, whatever I know about whatever subject it may be. I could understand it, I could go ahead with it or not, etc. Hod means I don't understand it, that it's beyond me. It's beyond my understanding. It's above me. That's why the first thing that we say in the morning is Modeh ani lefanecha. Thank you because I know that God is way above what I could ever understand. What I understand about God, or I think I understand about God, is not God at all, right? It's just my little imagination, at best, of what God is. So how do I let God in? Through humility. Humility through acknowledging, through making myself humble. That's the only way to let God in, which is what Moshe Rabbeinu is, right? Moshe Rabbeinu is a Hod. Moshe Rabbeinu is the essence of humility, which is why the Torah was given through Moshe Rabbeinu, and so is Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva is that aspect of being the heel, right, and being all the way below, being like a vessel, just a vessel, receiving everything above it, and going beyond the mind, completely beyond the mind. So that's Hod. What's Hod within Hod? Hod within Hod is acknowledging what I don't acknowledge, right? So I acknowledge that I don't understand. So acknowledging that I acknowledge that I don't understand. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like it's really going beyond you. It's really like out there. Because you could acknowledge something and it's still you acknowledging, so you're still the same old the same old ego, pretty much. But you acknowledge that something was above you, but you're still an ego. When you're acknowledging that you acknowledge, meaning it's so deeply rooted, so the ego is kicked goodbye. There is no ego, because there is only the essence of what is acknowledged, right? So Hod Shebahod has that aspect, and it says that Hod Shebahod is the end of the Sefirot. From then and on is where negativity could kind of like seep in. So two ways of understanding Hod Shebahod. One, on the one realm, Hod Shebahod is like reaches the highest of the heights, but yet Hod Shebahod, from Hod and on, it starts to relate to the other, something outside of holiness, right? Because Hod is already the fifth Sefira, which is already on the realm of giving to the other. Yesod is already bonding with the other. Malchut is already the other, right? So the place of Hod Shebahod is already the place that I'm already giving to the other. It's already out of the realm of the kedusha, of the body, so to speak, of holiness. It's already bestowing to the other. That's Hod Shebahod. Hod Shebahod is the lowest place, but yet from the lowest place we reach the highest place. Which is, by the way, why we on Lag BaOmer we play with a bow and arrow, right? There's different reasons why we play with a bow and arrow, because at the time of Rabbi Shimon there was never an arrow, there was never the bow. The bow wasn't seen, the rainbow, which is negative in Jewish, according to Torah. Other reasons why, but this reason is the reason of the bow and arrow. The idea of that's the day. That's the essence of the day. Essence of the day is the bow and arrow. So we're reaching the Hod Shebehod, reaching this low place of Hod. The Kedusha now descended all the way down. But from that place of Hod Shebehod, it's actually propelled all the way to the highest place, because the not knowing, the acknowledging, allows us to reach the highest place by surpassing the ego, of really reaching the real place, so to speak. Right? So that's Lag BaOmer. That's Rabbi Shimon's day. Rabbi Shimon reached that day of Hod Shebehod, that lowest of the low, but the lowest of the low is the highest of the high. So that's when the students of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying. Not the same year that Rabbi Shimon died, but years earlier, because the essence of the day, the essence of Hod Shebehod, is the place of humility, the place of tikkun, where we reach that place of, like, it's not just chesed, it's not just gvura, it's humility. And so the place of humility is where now we could start over again. We could start again. So, any questions?
Why do you like fire on the It's like a big bonfire,
right.
And we feast on meat. Why the bonfire?
So there's many literal reasons. One reason, I'll just give you one, is that they lit fires to actually commemorate when Rosh Chodesh was. Mm-hmm. So from mountain to mountain, they would light a fire, and then they would know from the different mountain, they would know that Rosh Chodesh, whatever is on that day, they would light a fire also, and they would go all the way to Babylon. They would go all the way to Babel. They say actually one of the mountains was the spot. It was one of the chaining all the way to Jerusalem. It's very interesting to find out which mountains were those linked to Jerusalem, going all the way to Babel. It'd be cool to find out. But I believe one of them is the spot. I heard it said. So that's one reason. Another reason, the deeper reason, is that that's also the essence of Rabbi Shimon. The essence of Rabbi Shimon is the idea of extending the fire. That the fire has within it the black flame, and the blue flame has within it, right? The yellowish flame, and then it has the glow around it that just continues on and on. You can get that glow. That Zohar means a splendor, glow, which spreads all the way down to the furthest places. Right? So that's the essence of the Zohar. That's the essence of Rabbi Shimon, which is the idea of Hod Shebehod, the Lag BaOmer, that it reaches from the lowest place, it reaches, to all dimensions. So the fire, so the secrets of the Torah reach not just in Meron, but they reach every place of in the world, which it says Mashiach is going to come because of the Zohar, because of the learning of the Zohar. So the spreading of the light of the Zohar throughout the world, it's not just contained over here. And we don't have the monopoly of the Zohar here in Tzfat or in Meron. That's the whole idea of the Zohar, is that it extends like a fire. Just it keeps on glowing. All its light shines forth. And just there's a story about the Rizhner. You heard of the Rizhner? Rabbi Yisrael of Rizhin. Very, very holy topic. The Rizhner said, our student of the Rizhner once came to the Rizhner and said, Rebbe, I went to Meron for a Lag BaOmer. And Rizhner says, a holy Jew, come, tell me what you saw in Lag BaOmer. And he sat him down, and he said, Rebbe, it was like the strangest experience of my life being there on Lag BaOmer. So he said, what did you see? So he said, at first, when I first reached the mountain, I saw like children and different like women and like I don't know, all types of just barbecuing, kind of like, and just like, and other you go in further, other people barbecuing, and then you reach another layer, and then There's like people dancing, etc., and they're like, just on fire. It looks like they're on fire, like literally like dancing with so much intensity. Reach further, like the fire just it's not as strong, but it's like still like they're dancing. And then when you reach the actual tziyun of Rabbi Shimon, the actual like place, it's like silence. People are just like they're just quiet and just holding the the stone over there, whatever of Rabbi Shimon. They're just holding it and they're just quiet. And the Rishner said, "Oh, exactly. That's exactly what you saw. And it's true. You meant to see that because that is what the Zohar is. That is what Rabbi Shimon is. On the outside, it's the fires of the flame dancing and being chaotic and reaching all directions. And then when you reach on the inside, it's silence. That that blue flame is just it's constant. And so that's why we light the fire. That's why we light the fire. So remember, because that's the Zohar. There's the silence inside and it goes outside, and wherever we are, we could connect to the Zohar, connect to the secrets, no matter where we are. So, okay, so how does this relate to the month of ER? So the month of ER is the acronym of he's a healer. Of healing. Oh yeah. There you go. The acronym is Ani Hashem Rofecha. I am God that heals you. So how does this relate to this month? It's like very intense. We just said it's dangerous. A dangerous month, and it's a month of Katnus Amochin, that the consciousness is limited, right? That we have to work on our interpersonal skills. Mm-hmm. And we have to watch ourselves and guard ourselves and, etc. So how is it the month of healing? So the answer is because that is the ultimate healing. It's almost like a chiropractic healing where when we align ourselves properly with our emotional beings and our interpersonal skills being, where they should be, so then the person is healed. Like it could be just a little bone in the body that the guy pushes or something, and like, oh wow, it's all good. I don't have that cold anymore. I don't have that pain or anything like that because it's just aligned in the right way. So this month is the month of aligning ourselves with the 49 almost spinal cords. And each day is like that another alignment that we have to like get ourselves aligned properly, which goes back to the first explanation of it being a Yom Tov, being a Chol HaMoed. So on the peripheral, view, it looks like they're contradicting. That one is a Yom Tov, according to the Ramban. The other way of looking at it is that the consciousness is small. Yeah, the consciousness is small because it's got all the potential. And when we delve into the potential, so then we come out with the day being a Yom Tov, Chol HaMoed, which goes back to 49. 49 in Hebrew is Mem Tet, which stands for Matmonim. Matmonim stands for treasures. In Hebrew, Matmonim is treasures. So each day is a treasure that we're counting, which goes back to what Sfirat HaOmer is. What's Sfira? Sfira means sapphire. So every day we're taking a regular day and we're making out of that day a sapphire. Sfirat HaOmer is a sapphire. Sfira is we're taking like a day which is like rough on the outside, and we're like polishing it, and we're bringing out the beauty of that day and making each day count, which is what Sfirat HaOmer is. We're making the day count, and we're saying today is going to be, this realm. I'm going to work on myself, doing that. I'm making today a special day, a day that counts. That's what Sfirat HaOmer is, which of course takes us all the way up to Shavuot, which is the Nun, the 50th gate, which is the letters of Tikkun. Tikkun is fixing, which is what the Torah is. The Torah is the essence of the fixing, right? And especially the Torah of what? The Torah of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. which is why Lag BaOmer always comes before Shavuot. So we have the holiday of the inner Torah before the holiday of just the revealed Torah, right? Because within Lag BaOmer we have that preparation of seeing what the Torah, really is, right? That the Torah isn't just a book of stories or even laws, or any, and it certainly is as well on the realm of the revealed, but it's soul and body, which is the idea of tikkun, the idea of coming together, the two realms being in sync with each other, and that's what it means. That fixing of Rabbi Akiva's students happened specifically during this time, and it came specifically during by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai on Lag BaOmer. So it all relates with the essential point of these days are days of tikkun, of taking the different realms, different emotional realms, and interpersonal skills and everything like that, of having them all like mesh and working with each other, body and soul, reaching all the way back, all the way up to Shavuot, 2 weeks.
Like BaOmer is the anniversary of Rabbi Shimon.
Yeah. 33rd day of BaOmer, which is also Yud Chet of Iyar, the 18th, which is Chai of Iyar. The life of Iyar is Lag BaOmer. Iyar means healing, but the life of healing, in other words, the most vital part of Iyar of Iyar is Lag BaOmer, the 18th day of Lag BaOmer, which is that's the day of ultimate humility, ultimate acknowledging, and ultimate fixing. So that's Chai Iyar, the day of the Tikkun of Iyar. All right, so wishing everybody a very happy Chol HaMoed, which is these days, and may we be able to work on ourselves, work on our interpersonal skills, and which is really the idea of Avat Yisrael, of loving a fellow Jew, which is what Rabbi Akiva stood for. He said he stood for, you should love your fellow friend like you love yourself. And that's the idea of the ultimate tikkun of the midot, of our emotional realms, of loving the other. How do you love the other person? Because you're working on yourself. You're seeing their advantage. You're seeing the good within them, even though they may be different than me, but they're coming from a different place. And letting some things go is very hard, and it's very important. And just letting a lot of things go is probably even better. Which goes back to humility, of acknowledging, going beyond ourselves, and going beyond, the need to, I'm talking to myself, beyond the need to think that this is the biggest deal in the world, and I need to be angry about that and that. There's all these, like, going beyond ourselves, which is the essence of fixing. So happy Shavuot and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
God bless Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom.
You're gonna stop the recorder? You did.
I'll stop it right now.